How's everybody doing today? Today we're looking at the long anticipated menu number 11, pizza sliced cheese. This is from a 2022 production. This is an AmeriQual packaged MRE. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say about this. It's very hated, but it is also an iconic menu. So let's get into it. We haven't used a Spyderco in a while, so we're going to use that. Get our menu bag down there like we always do. And this is, again, a double bagged MRE. And for those who don't know, this is a single meal. Now, this meal is on the light side because the main pizza sliced cheese is only 3.1 ounces, 88 grams. So there's going to be some items in this menu that is going to help bolster the calorie and the protein. So let's get into it. Okay, so we have our pizza. This is 270 calories, 3.1 ounces. There is 2 grams of fiber, 10 grams of protein, and 38 grams of carbs. We have Zapple sauce. This is a applesauce that is enhanced with maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is a food additive that helps you metabolize your food quicker into fast energy. So this is 4.5 ounces, 128 grams, 160 calories, 0 grams of protein, 41 grams of carbs. We have our First Strike ration bar, 2.3 ounces, 65 grams, 270 calories, 47 grams of carbs, 3 grams of protein. Then we have an accessory packet, and we do have coffee. Nice. Let's get into that. So we have our 0-calorie sweetener followed by sugar, cinnamon chiclets, Bill's Brew coffee, non-dairy creamer, Lighthouse toilet paper with the phone number on it, and a moist towelette with a packet of salt. MRE jalapeno cashews, 100 calories. This is 0.6 ounces, 19 grams. Let's see, we have 6 grams of carbs, 3 grams of protein. Then we have our crackers, 37.8 grams, 1.33 ounces, 170 calories, 28 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein. Chunky peanut butter, again with the peanut butter. I'm getting sick and tired of this frickin' peanut butter. And on the top of it, it is chunky, which makes it even better, right? 1 ounce, 28 grams. I think we know the facts on this. 160 calories, 8 grams of carbs, 7 grams of protein. I think the chunky is a little higher in protein. Then we have our beverage base, cranberry grape. Cranberry grape. I thought I was reading that wrong. 2.5 grams. It is sugar-free. This adds to 20 ounces of water. And, 2 grams of carbs, 0 grams of protein, 5 calories. We got our MRE spoon We have a crushed red pepper. That is 1 gram. We have our flameless ration heater and our hot beverage bag. Anytime you see a hot beverage bag, it means you're going to get coffee. All right, so that's everything in this menu. Let's plate this up. I'm going to warm up the pizza in some simmering water inside the package so it can get nice and soft and steamy. I'm probably going to also throw in the first strike bar in the water just to kind of soften it up a little because it is very hard. Other than that, this is going to be a light menu, so stand by and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Everything is warmed up, everything is spread out, and because this is such a lackluster meal, we're going to spice it up a little bit. For my coffee, I'm going to use some of this sweetened condensed creamer. This stuff is ridiculous. If you have consumed European rations, you know that they are fanatical about putting sweetened condensed milk in their rations. I found this online. This stuff is reasonably priced. If you buy the 6-pack, it is fantastic. Try it. So we're going to put no sugar. We're going to do the Bill's Brew condensed creamer, the non-dairy creamer and the sweetened condensed milk. We're going to, since also this meal just came with a peanut butter, actually, yeah, peanut butter is going to go on the crackers. We're going to top it off with some blackberry jam. I had this laying around. Please excuse me for breaking protocol, but we got to spice this up. And because the pizza is probably the worst thing in this main, we're going to top it off with some salsa cheese. Okay, so let's get it started. I'm going to open up our jalapeno cashews. These are always a favorite, and they're really good. Open up our crackers. It's always so satisfying with the knife. And they don't seem too broken up. Let's see where we're going to put our Zapple sauce. Let's put that right over here. Probably a little more than this tray can hold, but we'll do it. There we go, that's perfect. And that color looks absolutely amazing. Let's get the star of the show out. Pizza. All right, look at that. Doesn't that look so appetizing? All right. Crushed red pepper. You know that's going to go on it. And it is crushed red pepper. It's not the powdered hot sauce. I'm going to put a nice amount on there. Get the heat up. There we go. And let's get the Bill's Brew going. And that Bill's Brew looks fantastic. I'm telling you, appreciate your coffee, because I think another iteration of these MREs and they will not be in there anymore. So save them, put them on the side, or just enjoy them because they will not be around. And this stuff is Absolutely ridiculous. We're going to put a nice gentle squeeze in there. I don't normally drink my coffee with the sweetened condensed milk, but I do keep a couple tubes around because it always is nice to have some. It offers a really unique flavor with the touch of sweetness. I don't find it to be overly sweet. But yeah. All right, let's get some of this stuff out of here. Open up our cranberry grape. I don't mind these pouches because they are so small. You can actually carry multiple ones on you. But I kind of miss the larger beverage bags. And it calls for 20 ounces. All right. We're not using any of that stuff. Get our TP out. All right. All right, our first strike bar. I warmed this up also for about 10 minutes. Then I let it sit on the counter because it will be too soft. And you can actually see now it's actually pliable. And just had a thought for a moment here. We could really put the peanut butter on this and really have a chocolate peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter, you know what I'm saying. A little overload of flavors. But, yeah. Oh, one's already busted. Alright, well, since it busted already, is it busted in half? We're going to make a sandwich. Blackberry jam. On one side. I don't remember this stuff being this thick. Wow, that is really flavorful. Thick peanut butter on the other side. Sandwich them together. There we go. And we got a nice little PB&J crackers. Same thing on the other side. All right, let's get our spoon cleaned up here. Give our drink a mix. That's looking fine. All right, let's mix this up. Oh man, what a mess. Should have anticipated that cracker breaking. And now we got stuff everywhere. Oh man, this is really becoming a mess now. Ugh. All right. We'll save him for later since he's becoming a problem. Let's give the coffee a taste. Yep, Outstanding. Look at this, how it's just molding to the tray. Applesauce. This is pretty good. A little messy, kind of watery. I guess they kind of separate in the pouch a little. That's good. That's good, quick, fast energy. And the maltodextrin is going to help you utilize that energy quickly. All right, cashews. They're lightly roasted, covered in a fine powder of seasoning, jalapeno flavored. Nice jalapeno flavor. It's not too spicy. The cashews aren't roasted to the point where they're hard and bitter. Still got a nice chew to them. Now the First Strike bar, I believe this is mocha flavored. It's like a regular energy bar, but it has some grains mixed into it. It's almost like a corn puff. Good chew. Good flavor, a very rich mocha flavor, but they are chewy and they will take time to get through. Definitely a good source of some protein, quick protein, and definitely a good stress reliever and also a great pocket snack. Artificially sweetened beverage, raspberry grape. That's pretty good. When you actually mix it with the full 20 ounces, instead of, let's say, a bottle of water, which is 16.9, it's actually not overwhelming with sweetness. Now, that's probably the artificial sweeteners, but they probably could also went with a little less dye, but I understand why. When you're treating chemically treated water, it might be an off color, so soldiers got to stay hydrated, and they want them to, they don't want to see the water all murky, so that's why the dye is so prevalent in these MREs. All right, let's give a try of our chunky peanut butter, our busted up crackers, and our blackberry jam, which I supplemented to this. All right, like usual, the MRE crackers are good. Taste a little floury, chunky peanut butters, a little more thicker than usual. And that blackberry jam is really, I think, the best jam out of the MREs, right next to the apple jelly. But this is good. All right, let's try the pizza. It's on a real thin white flatbread. It has shelf-stable cheese, which will not melt if you put it in the air fryer. This cheese is engineered to be shelf-stable, so most likely it's not real cheese. But it is a pizza, despite what it looks like, and it is a little bit of a nostalgia food. That's why it's in the MREs. Let's give that a try. It's not terrible, borderline. I do taste the sauce. I get a nice bread chew to it. It's not too thick. I am getting cheese flavor. Again, it's nothing to write home about, but I guess if you are starving or in a war zone, this actually might bring you some comfort. Let's top it off with a little cheese. When you get this menu and you get actually cheese inside the MRE, this really does help the pizza out. All right, let's get a bite with the cheese topping. That really does help it out a lot. Yeah, that really does make it palatable and a little more savory at the same time, that cheese spread. If you served, first I want to say thank you for your sacrifice. But like I said, if you served and you actually ate this pizza in the field, what were your thoughts on it? Because I understand what they're trying to do by putting some comfort food in it. And the amount of money they actually probably spent on developing this, it just makes me wonder what other menu could they have developed other than cheese pizza and the pepperoni cheese pizza. It's a small serving. I mean, I don't know if you would actually want to eat 8 ounces of this pizza. Most people don't. That's probably why it's such a smaller serving. But I gotta say, it's not bad. Considering it's shelf stable, it's got artificial engineered cheese. Because one of the biggest problems with the cheese pizza when they were developing it is when they would test the meal under adverse conditions, every time they opened up the cheese pizza, the cheese was always black. It just couldn't stand up to the heat. So I think they did a great job in developing this. They probably spent too much time on the appearance and probably could have put a little more effort into taste. But hey, you're getting a cheese pizza. What do you want me to tell you? All right, let's get some more of this applesauce down. I think this is possibly one of the best tasting items in this menu. It's a thickened applesauce, has a good flavor, a little bit on the over-sweet side. But like I said, this is meant to give you quick, fast energy. That's why it's in the pouch. Suck that thing down, have a first strike bar, throw some cashews in your mouth, swing down some of that, hit the ground running. It's really nice that they have coffee in this menu. That's a pleasure. All right, let's have some more of these cashews. All right, well, cinnamon chiclets, moist towelette. Let's see how that looks. Nice and damp. All right, wipe the hands. All right, I don't think there's really too much to say else what I already said about this menu. I think they could have did better. I understand why they're doing it. It's a cheese pizza. I mean, what's more American than pizza right next to apple pie? So I get it. All right, so like I said, first strike bar, really great flavor. they just take so goddamn long to chew. Good flavor. I like breaking them up into little squares, eating them throughout the day, or maybe with a cup of coffee. Coffee is a big plus. If you haven't tried sweetened condensed milk, especially this brand, this is almost like a caramelized, check it out. You'll be happy. Crackers with the chunky peanut butter. We supplemented the blackberry jam just to help it out. Cashews, jalapeno flavor are always a plus. Zapple sauce, I don't mind it. The drink was a plus. All right. That's everything. Now, our last menu in our lineup of Case A. Menu number 12. Elbows, macaroni, and a tomato sauce. This is a good menu. Nice and light. Easy to eat. This actually might be a vegetarian menu because I don't see any meat in it, but we'll get to it. That will be the next one. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Share these to your friends. Let them know what's going on if they're interested. Maybe they'll just like the video. All right, everyone. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one.